everyone. Welcome to Parenting with Pam, featuring Pam Jones, RN, sleep consultant, co-owner of Sweet Dreams Infant Care, and co-author of the book, Raising Confident Parents. Pam, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here with you.
Good. So I was about 5 months postpartum when I first read this book. And y'all, it was pretty much a game changer for us. I think I was annoying my husband because every 5 seconds I was like, babe, remember at 4 months when I had that thing? This is what that is. And he'd be like, you're not pregnant anymore. I'd be like, I know, but you don't understand. But just the information that you put in the book, from pregnancy to birth to even postpartum, is just truly incredible. So can you share with us a little bit about your background, what drove you to write the book, and you're starting a new company, aren't you?
Yeah, so it's been very busy. We started off in 2009. I was a nurse then for about 15 years and worked in a large hospital in Northwestern Prentice downtown, and was really finding, I was very disappointed in the amount of parent education that the new moms were getting before they went home. And so it was such a busy hospital. The nurses, they really didn't have time. And they had laid off our lactation consultants, so the moms weren't getting any support with breastfeeding. And so it was just really getting frustrating for me as a nurse. That's not the kind of nursing I wanted to do. So some of my patients were asking me, will you come home with me? Will you be my baby nurse? And I'm like, what is a baby nurse? And I went home and told my kids that were teenagers, and they're like, you wouldn't let us do that. You wouldn't let us go into a strange person's house and spend the night there and then come home with money. That sounds a little shady. And so I was like, yeah, you're right. Then some doctors started asking me, would you ever go home with a sick mom or a sick baby so that they could be discharged? And so it was kind of funny and ironic that the patient I was taking care of was very sick. And she asked me, would you come home with me? Would you be my baby nurse? And I'm like, okay, sure. So the grandparents drove me home after my shift from the hospital, and I got to take care of her and her medical needs, and then was her first baby, so I got to take care of the baby and really teach her in a very relaxed environment. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can really teach you. And, in the hospital, you have so many visitors. You're so overwhelmed that anything you are being taught is kind of going in one ear and out the other. So her name is Katie, and I'm still in contact with her now, my very first client. And she said, you have got to open a business. And I said, Katie, are you crazy? I can't even balance my checkbook. And I said, I just want to take care of babies. And she's like, no, you have to open a business. So that was 10 years ago. And my sister, Pat Pori, she was retired and having way too much fun traveling. And I said, all these moms are calling me. I was the only registered nurse in Chicago that was doing it at the time. And all these moms are calling me, and they're so exhausted and they're crying, and I could not say no to them. So I was working doubles and triples and got a little out of hand. So I said, we'll just hire a couple people to help me. And pretty soon that couple people went to about 50 in Chicago. And then I moved to Dallas to be by my granddaughter. So then we opened there. And so it just we really found that so many people did not have the help and support that they needed, where they, had moved to from work. They didn't have their family. There was no such thing as a village anymore. So we really became their village. We'd come there the night they came home from the hospital, teach them everything they needed to know, and put them to bed. And they were like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever. And now even when I tell people, they're like, where were you 10 years ago? Or my kids are 30 and 35. So where was I 30 years ago? Because I didn't have a clue. And I did everything wrong, which I do share with all my clients. And all the the books that are out there, they're 500 pages. No one has time to read them. And if you do read them, they all say something different. It's so confusing. It's even like the nurses in the hospital. The things that they would say, it would be really confusing to the parents because one would say, do it this way. No, one would say, do it that way. So my sister Pat, it was really on her bucket list to write a book someday. And we had already written a 400-page manual for our baby nurses to read and take a test on. But again, we said, well, we're certainly not going to give a parent this 400-page book. They already said she doesn't have time to read it. So we thought, what if we wrote a book with just the basics, just tips from other parents, our baby nurses, our own experiences, and just kind of try and really make it basic, the tips that they really need, something that they might not know about to help them, in an easy to read form and, really help them get the information that they need and not all the medical jargon that they really don't understand anyway. So we decided to write a book, limit it to about 100 pages, and try and make it comical and use our clients and our baby nurses to give their experiences. So then we also wanted to really raise awareness and raise money for children's cancer research. Myself and my sister took care of a little guy, and he was born with a stage 3 Wilms tumor, which is a tumor on his kidney. And we knew something was wrong with him. The mom's a nurse, she had 2 other kids. She knew something was wrong with him. She totally believed us, and the pediatrician kept blowing her off. So I always tell moms, follow your gut. You know your kids. If you know something's wrong with them, something's wrong with them. So she kept taking him back to the pediatrician. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just paranoid. They don't know what they're talking about. He's fine. So we got him in to see a GI doctor, and he went from the GI doctor to Lurie's Children's Hospital to the OR the same day, had his kidney removed with the tumor. And he was on chemo and radiation. So we took care of him for about 8 months. And when I say take care of him, I mean hold him, snuggle, sing to him, and rock him 10 hours a night. Even though the mom's like, I know you guys aren't holding him in there. Nope, no, we're not at all. So it was really life-changing to go through that with that family. They were so strong and they were so amazing. But there's so little research done on children's cancer. So we thought if we wrote the book, we wanted every mom and dad to be able to read it, even if they couldn't afford it, so they can go on raisingconfidentparentsbook.com and download it for free so everyone can get the information. And if anyone would like to purchase it, all the proceeds from the book go to Friends of Connor. So there is a great foundation that his family started at Lurie Children's Hospital, and all the money goes for children's cancer research. So we're really proud of that. And then since we weren't quite busy enough, I decided that I wanted to branch off of Sweet Dreams and really focus on healthy sleep for infants and toddlers. So many parents both have to work, they're exhausted. Again, there's 100 books out there on how to sleep train your baby. They all say something different, and nope, the parents are too exhausted to even try and read them. So we really focused on limiting a plan that is specific to that baby and those parents' needs. So Sweet Dreams Little Ones is going to be opening soon. We're already taking cases. You can call 708-822-0059 if you're having any trouble with your baby or your toddler's sleep. And we're going to really try and focus on that also.